We just got a letter. We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from. Woo! Welcome back to my channel. As promised in my last video, which was my first video in a while, this is a video talking all about like my pseudotumor process and just like how I was diagnosed and kind of like what is it. Okay, so at the end of 2016, when I last uploaded my YouTube channel videos, I had moved home and I was just going through stuff in LA. I couldn't afford the college. I just like realized that the worry of the amount of debt I would be in after attending the college that I was attending did not make me happy. And acting, I was studying acting for those of you who don't know, is not like a guaranteed job. And so it freaked me out, and I decided it would be better for my mental health to move back home. So I did. So in January of 2017, which was the month after I stopped uploading, or the month after my last YouTube video before like my very last one, sorry, I don't know how to say that, like before my break, I guess. I went into my eye doctor because I was like, okay, I know I have astigmatism in my left eye. I know I should get glasses because I had them in high school and they tell me to wear them all the time. Notice I'm not wearing them. Sorry, doctor, if you ever see this. I apologize. But anyways, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in, get the glasses, you know, just have a checkup. So I go in and the appointment's going fine. And he asks if they can take some pictures of the back of my eyes and just of my eyeball in general, just to have an update for their records. And so I was like, yeah, whatever. Take the pictures. So I go back into the room after taking the pictures, and it's like a while until someone comes back in. And I just remember like wondering why. And so the nurse comes in and she like pulls up the pictures on the thing, and she was like, oh, like, you know, like I was looking at these and they're just a little interesting. And I was like, okay, what's that mean? Like, are my eyeballs shaped weird? What's going on? And so she pulls up the images and she sees it, and she was like, I'm gonna go show these to the doctor and then he'll be right in here to like explain what's going on. And so I was like, okay. So I don't know how this happened. Maybe the nurse asked me if I wanted to call someone, which I probably would have thought was weird, but, or maybe my mom was just in town. Anyways, all I remember is like my mom showed up and she came back and she saw me, or maybe she had an appointment for that. Anyways, my mom was there. And the doctor comes in and he was like, so what I'm seeing here is you have a raised retina nerve. Maybe that's not the right technical term, but basically the nerve that attaches to the back of your eyeball, mine was being forced up, like, see, this is your eyeball, and then this is the nerve, and it usually is like tiny, skinny, like a normal nerve, you know, like boo, 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 sending all the information to the brain. Well, what mine was doing was being pushed up against it, and it was being raised. And so that was happening on both my eyes. And so he was like, well, I would really like you to see a specialist. It could be a few things, like there could be something pushing up against it, but I don't think it would be a tumor. You're super young. And then he was like, and it can also be this thing called pseudotumor, which is super rare, and you're healthy. Like, I don't think that's it. And so, and he gave me like some statistics saying that it was like really rare. So I went to see the specialist, and then he saw the same thing and sent me to see a neurologist. Well, I got to my neurologist for the first day. I was scared, okay? Got to my neurologist, and I went into the appointment. She like looked in my eyes and she was like, okay, you're gonna go across the street to the hospital, because her office was right across the street from our local hospital. And you're going to sign papers as a waiver because I'm going to do a spinal tap procedure on you tomorrow. And I was like, what? I'm sorry? Tomorrow? And she was like, this is really urgent. You need to get over and sign those papers so we can do it first thing in the morning. And I was like, okay. Turns out, what my original, have I been saying dentist this whole time? Oh no. No, I don't think I have. But for some reason I think Like my brain thought I had been saying dentist this whole time. But my optometrist, the first guy I saw, had said that it was really rare and he didn't think I had it. Well, I had the pseudotumor. So basically what a pseudotumor is, so the actual like term for it is Pseudotumor Cerebri, and my body was producing and keeping too much fluid in my cranium. And so I had to get it out. And so that's what the spinal tap was for. So I signed the papers and get up and I go to the doctor, or go to the hospital. They do the procedure. It wasn't the best thing, but it had to be done. And then I had to go home. Basically, once you have the procedure done, you have to lay flat or stay as flat as possible to make sure that that wound heals up on your back, because they don't want your spinal tap flood, like, what's that called? Like trickling out, because they already took the amount that they needed to take out. So I had almost double the amount of normal people have in their brain, or like in their cranium. So that happened, and I got put on pills, which are basically like a diuretic, and they help you to essentially get rid of all of the unnecessary fluids in your body. And she did that in order to keep my brain from building that fluid back up. So I was on those pills for about 1.5 years. I lost almost 70 pounds, and she was like, great, you can be off of these things. And also I'm retiring in December, so I would like you to be off of them before that. And so I did it, I got off of them, and then I'd like to say like about 1.5 years later, I weighed myself because I was starting to have symptoms again, and I was like, you know, maybe I should weigh myself. And I had gained about 20 pounds back. And I was like, okay, I really need to talk to a neurologist, because I was supposed to make checkup appointments with a new one, but I didn't. So I made the checkup appointment, got put back on them late last year. So this was late 2019. And then this year, March 2020, I was taken off of them because I had lost all the weight. Fast forward to, or I hadn't lost all the weight, but that's when his like guess was that I should be taking off of them, because by December I had lost the weight. And so fast forward to me being in Europe, being in Italy, eating all the pasta, coming home, being like, okay, I gained 10 pounds. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not having any of the symptoms, but I gotta watch what I eat. Not watching what I eat or ate. And then I weighed myself at the beginning of April, and I had gained basically all my weight back. So my symptoms were back. I was having ringing in my ears, headaches, just like basically all the symptoms that come along with it. And I was like, dang. So May 1st, I had an appointment with my doctor, and thankfully he said that a spinal tap wasn't needed, but I am back on the pills now. So that has been my journey. It has had its highs and it has had its lows. But definitely like my lowest low is when I found out about it and I was at the weight that I was, because when I started I was weighing around 220, 222, and I was wearing size 14 to 16 in jeans. At my lowest weight, which was actually this last December when I was put back on my pills, I was weighing in at like 150, and I was fitting comfortably in a size 6 pair. So I lost like a good chunk of weight. And like even right now I'm not like huge, but I'm definitely not where I should be, especially because with my condition it is going to be with me for the rest of my life. And if I don't stay within a healthy weight, then I have a chance of that spinal fluid building up again and losing my eyesight, or not being able to have kids because I'm already off equilibrium. And if I put a baby inside of me and my body starts to grow a baby, my body's not going to know what to do, and it's going to start doing like crazy things because it's already doing something crazy. So yeah, I'm just like this has all taught me that things happen for a reason, because if I did not come home that fall in 2016 and go to my doctor in January of 2017, like, I don't think I would have known that I had this, and I could have lost my eyesight. But now that I'm aware of it, and I do take precautions, and if my symptoms come back, I check myself and I go, okay, I'm not good, I need to go see a doctor. Like, yeah, it's difficult, and it will be difficult, because after this time of being on my pills, when I lose the weight again, because I know I'm going to do it, I'm strong and I don't really care about eating sweets, like, I know I'm going to be able to do it. But after this time, if I don't keep the weight down, he said that I might be looking at having a shunt put in, and I don't want that. Like, yes, it's going to be hard, it's going to be a struggle, but I'm still alive, and I thank God every day for that. And it could be worse. I could have gone blind, or I could not be able to have kids, you know. Like, yes, there's a part of me that's now always going to be different, and I know that, but I'm still alive, I'm still good. So we're living day by day, and that's how it's gonna be. So yeah, that's my story with a pseudotumor, and like, that's how I've been kind of living life with it and dealing with it. But yeah, if you would like to talk more about this, I could definitely ask my doctor if I can ask him some questions that you guys have, or if you found this video because you were diagnosed with a pseudotumor and you're struggling with it, or if you know a loved one who has it and you're like concerned for them and just wanted more information about it. Like, obviously I'm not a doctor, but just from like my experience of having it, I've told you what I've been dealing with it and how I've gone about it. I would just like to hear your guys' thoughts if you came here knowing you have a pseudotumor, knowing a loved one who has a pseudotumor, or if you're just curious about the topic because you saw someone talk about it. Please leave a comment. Let's start a conversation. Remember that things will be hard for others and easier for you. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna go. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Please remember to comment, like, subscribe if you're not. I'm hopefully gonna be posting videos every Friday. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to be doing, and hopefully even a few extras during the week. But yeah, I love you guys. Stay blessed and have a good day.